I think being able to blow up Batterskull, being able to kill Snapcaster Mages, P and Kieran Nalaar ended Thopter Token, Vidalkin Shackles. There's a lot of great cards that you can hit in this matchup with Kolgan's Command, or you could just shock your face, make you discard during your draw step, get back your Jace in the graveyard, your Tazigurs in the graveyard. It's just too versatile of a card.
I definitely agree. It's too good to shave on. Even if he boards out all his artifacts, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So in Eric's hand, I saw Blood Moon, Jace, Island, Fetch. So
I think that's a Painful Truce on the bottom right there. And that's another card that I like a lot in this matchup.
Painful Truth seems quite good in the these little attrition mirrors.
It's absolutely a fantastic card. I actually at GP Pittsburgh when I played Jund, I shaved a Dark Confidant and I had a Painful Truce on the main board.
I like that quite a bit.
It was great because Bob will reveal a card and he will deal anywhere from 0 to 4 damage to you. Where Painful Truce is something you control. Mm-hmm. I want to draw 1 card, lose 1 life, 2 cards, 2 life, 3 cards, 3 life. I have full control over that, and it makes it so you can actually do things versus the burn matchup and not lose that much life. Sure. Granted, you lose the ability to block a creature, which is a little rough, and you're paying 3 mana to draw a card. Yeah, so there are negatives to it, but I think it can be better than Dark Confidant in certain situations.
I like it better than the 4th Dark Confidant because it scales appropriately. Like for 2 mana you get a Bob, for 3 mana you get an awesome card, and
and 3 cards.
Yeah, sure.
You get 3 cards deep in the Jund library, which can be really, really great.
It's huge. I really like how Paul is approaching this matchup. He fetched for a shock land without any kind of fear. Because you can't, living in fear of Blood Moon like that is kind of playing right into what they're trying to do. And this hand is stacked.
I think that's a Dismember Keranos, Jace, 2 lands, and 1 that we can't see.
I think that's a land. I think because I believe I saw a Polluted Delta.
Yeah, so it's either a land or a 4 or higher card because it can't hit it with the Inquisition.
Right. Jeez. So
it's a very good hand.
So Paul's got to be aggressive this game. Paul's got to come out swinging. He's got to make. Do we know if he's playing Gurmag Angler?
I want to say no because of the Taziger.
Oh, sure. Okay. So, he needs one of those. He needs Gurmag Angler or Tassiger. He needs it within the next turn, or else he's going to be spinning his wheels against things like Keranos. Jace, it's going to be tough,
and it's going to be much harder because he's got the Dismember in his hand.
Oh yeah.
So you can't just start going in on the aggressive plan because he can knock out one of your creatures and set you back quite far.
Sure. You can't play Tassiger unless you have something like Dispel up, and we don't even know if Paul's playing Dispel. We can assume.
I think there's some in the sideboard.
Sure.
So I probably want to assume he brought some in for this matchup.
Sure.
But again, you're playing against cards like Keranos Batterskull and Blood Moon, which Dispel does nothing against.
Yeah. Blue Moon is such an interesting choice for this weekend because it doesn't play along the axis you just expect a control deck to play on. The control decks in this format are cool because they pivot so readily. We saw it out of Kevin Jones's deck, and we're seeing it out of Eric English's deck. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I just like being proactive, and there's the Polluted Delta we thought we saw.
Yep. I have a friend today, actually, who's on a Green Moon deck. He's playing a very green ramp-style deck with Blood Moons in it. He's got, Xenagos the Revelers, Dragonlord Atarkas. He's got, I counted out, 12 separate one-ofs in this guy's deck. And the deck looks awesome.
Is he playing Tooth and Nail?
I don't remember. I didn't see all of the list. But again, 12 one-ofs, he's probably got it stuck in there somewhere.
I played Tooth and Nail in many JSSs, and that is one of my favorite cards of all time. It's awesome.
That's great. I played against that card in Cube. Not even one time did someone cast that card, and you not get scared.
Yeah. You get terrified. Either you lose on the spot or you lose in 2 turns.
Yeah.
All right, Eric's going to draw.
Second copy.
Second Keranos is not super great here.
I think it's actually great simply because it's going to make it so that when you tap out for the first Keranos, if Paul has counter magic, it won't matter.
Sure, that's fair.
You just run it out. Paul probably questions what's going on. Why are you just throwing this out there? I'll have a second one. and he's got the Jace on turn 4 as well. So
Yep.
these next few turns are going to be very taxing for Paul.
He's curving well, but it looks like Paul's got a Dispel for this Dismember.
Yeah. Which turns out to be very good against Eric's hand.
Yeah.
Full of just permanent cards.
Right, so if Eric doesn't have something to interact with this Dispel or this Jace this turn, it's going to be hard for him to get this Jace or the Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Oh boy, off the table.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be tough from here on out.
Is that a oh man,
I saw a copy of Liliana.
I saw that's Glenelendra Archmage.
Ooh, that's a very good one in this matchup.
That's spicy. Someone's been playing their cube.
Discards a second Jace, flips the first Jace.
All right, we're on 5.
I don't think we have another land, but I can't see all that well.
Oh, he's going to immediately flash back.
Serum Visions?
Sure.
Yeah, I like that. I think he's missing on his land drop right now, where if he finds what looks to be a Bloodstained Mire on the top.
His top 2 cards were double Kolaghan's Command.
Ooh, interesting. So, I think the issue is you're fetching at this point with the Bloodstained Mire that I think we just drew.
Right.
Because
so I think
we've got Liliana in hand.
Yeah. You
Probably
probably
get Liliana down, then we have answers to this big, large permanents.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what we do with the Scry top or bottom.
Sure,
but
sure.
I guess Paul wants some Kolaghan's Commands.
I think that I think it's pretty likely that Paul's probably just going to fetch here. A Liliana on this board is going to be quite good for Paul. And
Just
Eric
takes
up. Fascinating.
So I guess at this point you have an active
Oh,
Planeswalker.
sure. So you're staring across the board at 3 mana. You're playing around Kolaghan's Command.
Yeah. Yeah, because Kolaghan's Command will just take it out, and you draw 1 to 2 cards.
Right.
Which I think is fine. I think it's a route to victory.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's Planeswalker versus Planeswalker. You know you have more lands in hand, and
Sure.
you have Karanoses. So you have a way to take care over the game that Paul can't.
I feel like Paul's got to pull the trigger on Liliana here, right?
I personally think he should have casted it last turn,
Oh, sure.
but I don't think you can at this point because you know he's got Karanos. So you can't pull the trigger on Liliana knowing your opponent's just going to untap, slam an unbeatable 5-drop.
That's fair.
And now we can tick down Jace without the fear of losing it to Kolaghan's Command.
Yeah.
Still lose to a Lightning Bolt, but I think that's a fine trade. You know, the Kolaghan's Command's easily a 2-for-1. You know, you get to discard one of those 2 cards that you picked up.
Yeah, at some point we have to start looking at some cards.
Those are some cards.
Those are definitely some cards.
A Snapcaster
Wow.
Mage, Cryptic Command, and a Roast. The Roast is a little weird. I guess it takes care of the Tazger, but you still already have the Dismembers. So
Sure.
I guess loading up on more removal is fine. And at this point, Eric just kind of wants to draw more cards.
I have no idea how to split these. I think you probably put Snapcaster by itself. Jeez, that's so tough.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
Snap
put-
by itself is correct.
Cryptic? Man, that is so tough.
Maybe you give him the Roast.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter where the roast goes. The roast, you just put with the card you want him to have more.
Yeah.
But what card do you want him to have more? They're both insane.
They're both very good cards.
He puts Cryptic by itself. So it looks like Eric's going to get Snapcaster.
Yeah. And the Roast is really good too, simply because it gives you fodder to discard to the Kolaghan's Command if he chooses that route.
Sure.
And in answer to other creatures and things that Paul can play.
Yeah, so Paul's win condition here is basically, it's just Tassinger, right?
I think he can win with the Vryn's Prodigy.
Oh, fair. Sure.
You know, Liliana is going to be able to help clean up problematic permanents.
Sure.
And, you know, he's got the random creatures, Tazgers, Snapcaster Mages, and all that. So he can win via those cards. But Jace Vryn's Prodigy is also an out to victory at this point. Granted, if we can stop the Karanos nonsense from happening, which doesn't seem too promising.
Karanos nonsense seems inevitable.
Yeah. In 2 more turns, we have Karanos Mana Leak open. So we've got a few things to do.
I mean, like, This is kind of the line of play Paul is locked into, because if Keranos resolves, he's just dead. But I mean, if Eric
That's
just like
painful truths.
rips a Blood Moon, that's it.
Yeah.
Like all he has to do is cast Blood Moon. Don't know if Eric was at 1 copy of Blood Moon or 2 post board. This is gonna be painful truths.
I feel like it's gonna be a painful truce. I don't think it's correct.
Yeah, this can't be right.
Right? You're just gonna it's gonna negate too.
All right. So negate gets countered and then fought over it. Sure.
I don't like that fight. I don't think it was a great fight.
No, I think you just have to sit. I mean,
I don't know what Paul's gonna do about Keranos.
yeah, it's tough. What does Grixis have? I guess you have Cryptic Command to bounce, but that doesn't seem possible against a hand of, well, you know there's 2 Keranos, a Snapcaster Mage.
We know there is.
All right.
Paul
He
doesn't
knows
know.
he knows there's 1 Keranos and a Snapcaster Mage.
And a Roast.
And a Roast.
There is another land. Jace goes down again.
Yeah, it's kind of exactly what Eric wants. Wow. So probably I think it's
things are
Remand-
firing for Eric.
Yeah,
We're
Remand
rolling
by
on 8
itself.
cylinders right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty. If you're Paul, you just have so few lands that you just have to put Remand by itself.
We needed that painful truce to resolve if we're casting it that turn.
Right. And it had no hope.
No.
Oh wow, and Eric just takes the burn. I kind of like that play.
Yeah, it's another draw spell.
Yeah.
You know, and you need your land drops at this point.
So I grew up playing with Eric. We met in about 2007, 2008 at the Cornell Games Club. And one thing he does very well is he knows when to pivot and he knows when to get aggressive. And that him taking the Electrolyze instead of the Remand is just kind of indicative of his play style. He knows when he's going to turn the corner. And he picks his spots very well. He's very patient.
I've played with Paul, actually, and
Sure.
I know him pretty well. He's a good guy. He's very into black-blue strategies, in my personal opinion. You know, Sultai style decks, Grixis style decks. You know, I think he's primarily a legacy player. He does enjoy the more eternal formats, you know, modern more so than standard.
That makes more sense because with the eternal formats, that's where you pimp out your cards, right?
Unless you're playing Twin.
Sure.
Or Birthing Pod.
Too soon,
or
man.
Amulet Bloom.
Yeah, too soon. All right, so that's a Glenelendra Archmage.
I'm a Jund player.
Yeah.
I've had lots of things get banned. Luckily, our deck isn't allowed to die.
Man, I would really like them to unban Bloodbraid Elf.
I think it's possible.
I think it's safe. I don't know if they'll do it, but I'm pretty sure it's
I actually also think Stoneforge Mystic is safe.
that card I don't know about so much.
Well, we have Kolgan's Command now, which is just direct 1-for-1 answer to all of Stoneforge Mystic.
True. That is true.
You know, Lightning Bolt, easily one of the most played cards in the format. I don't think Stoneforge Mystic is that bad. I think we've gotten a lot of new answers to creatures recently that make it more viable to play in this format.
Fair. All right, so what's Eric's line here? You obviously plus Jace.
Yeah.
But he's got a grip. So man's got a grip.
Yes. I think I like... Because you can't roast Glenelendra because it's flying.
Sure.
So you probably would have to use the Electrolyze. I think I like electrolyzing it. I think it's fine. It's much, much better if your Keranos goes Lightning Bolt mode, because then you can bolt it and then electrolyze it.
Yeah.
But I think I like electrolyzing here, because Paul has no mana open to be able to counter it.
So Eric is under some pressure here to kind of get all his direct damage burn out now, like this turn, while the Glenelendra Archmage is inactive. But going to the Glenelendra Archmage instead of going face just seems so unattractive.
So I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I disagree simply because we have Keranos.
Oh, fair.
So we have our own Ugin right now. So we can just take care of anything else that Paul does, and then, our Keranos is just going to keep drawing us more cards or bolting him in the face.
Yeah. And Eric agrees with you because he snapped off the Snapcaster to dismember and then Electrolyze to finish off the Glenelendra Archmage.
Yeah. Eric just has a grip full of cards right now. I don't know how good these cards are. I see a couple of lands and a Roast and a second Keranos. So
I think we've got a Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, so honestly, we only actually have one card in hand.
Yeah.
The rest are just,
it's our board.
Much.
It's our board, basically.
Yeah.
Our hand is in play.
That's a Wandering Fumarole for Paul. A card that I enjoy quite a bit. I asked my buddy actually what a Fumarole is.
What is so a Fumarole is a thing?
Yeah, it's actually a thing. It's a defined word. I believe it's something to do with a volcano. Like the inside of a volcano.
All right. We're looking up Fumarole right now as Paul mulls over his turn. So we've got 3 mana tapped. Can't imagine this is going to be anything other than Liliana. That is going to resolve very easily.
Yeah.
Sacrifice. Snappy.
Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's actually really interesting. Eric actually almost had Keranos active.
Huh.
He was at 5 devotion to red and blue.
Okay. I think Paul also missed an activation on Jace, but that's really neither here nor there.
Yeah. There's not too much that can be done, and I think, plussing Jace isn't doing too much.
Yeah, unfortunately, this game's a little foregone. They're just kind of both going through the motions right now. The Keranos is in play. Paul has 5 lands in play to Eric's 20, so it's going to be tough. And man, Eric still has a Snapcaster in hand.
I think the only saving grace at this point is the fact that the life totals are really, really low.
Sure, yeah.
So Eric's at 8.
Yeah, Eric's done 2 dismembers.
Yeah. Bolt, snap, bolt can win this game.
Sure. Yeah, it's tough to know what Paul's kind of thinking right now. Okay, good. He's getting in with Fumarole here. Lining up an attack.
So I wonder if Paul changed the power and toughness.
He did not.
Interesting. Eric looks like he remembered his Jace trigger, his Jace +1 trigger.
Yep.
So the Fumarole didn't get through for any damage. Those are solid.
Those are okay.
Spell Snare. Paul actually has a Snapcaster Mage in hand. So the Spell Snare is actually a very good card right now.
Oh, jeez. I was not aware. Oh, Paul's trying to... Oh, wow. The mind trick worked.
Baited off the Spell Snare.
Oh, man. All right.
Paul's just like, I can't beat Dispel right now, so let's make it look that way.
Yeah.
Get the Spell Snare gone. So Paul's still at a very healthy life total, luckily.
Yeah.
Keranos, it's a 4-turn clock for Keranos, so it's not all that great. Both players have Snapcaster Mage in hand.
Ooh. That's Bolt U.
So we have a Snap in hand.
We do.
And I actually have a Dispel, too.
Yeah. We gave him Dispel. We didn't know we were going to draw the Bolt in our defense.
Yeah. Luckily, Magic has this portion of it where you don't know where you're going to draw every turn.
True. Yeah, our Dispel Jace Mind Trick looks a little worse when we top deck Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. I think it's fine, though. Paul knows about the Dispel, and getting it out of hand for a Lightning Bolt is fine.
Yeah.
We still have our man land. We still have Snapcaster Mage.
Yep.
We have a few things to do.
I think if you're going to attack with Fumarole last turn, I think you've got to get in this turn as well, because now
we can get the Jace off the table.
Right.
Possibly.
Right.
barring no Snapcaster shenanigans.
Sure.
And we don't have to switch power and toughness, which is great.
And if he's using his Snapcaster on the Jace, I think that's actually good for you. Oh, this is a good card.
So what do you think? Shock discard? Ooh, shock return Jace.
Shock return Jace.
We have a remand. Eric just
Remand's a problem.
A lot of very good cards in his hand.
Yeah, I like getting back Jace there because, I mean, you're kind of playing the slimmest of margins, so you've got to draw as many cards as you possibly can.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it allows you to start flashing back some of your Serum Visions, your Inquisition, like your Lightning Bolts. We definitely need to do a few things more than what we're doing right now.
Sure.
Remand takes care of Liliana. But still, drawing a Remand against an opponent who only has 6 lands,
it's bonkers. It's so good.
So, what do we do here? Just double Kolaghan's Command?
Man, that doesn't seem super great.
Right, so the first one's just getting remanded.
Do we have life totals correct? Did we draw land off the Keranos?
The Keranos went after Liliana.
Ah, okay, sure. Alright, we got Snapcaster Mage that is going
Snap. Sorry, Spell Snare?
Sorry, yeah, Dispel it looks like. Or Spell Snare. No, you're right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we want to not let Snapcaster Mage resolve. Very interesting fight here.
And then Dispel on Kolaghan's Command.
Is Dispel better than going for a mana leak here?
I mean, it's hard to say. Both are from the yard. Man, Eric is letting this game go so long.
Yeah.
At 8 life against a Wandering Fumarole.
Is that a Blood Moon?
Oh, did he draw Blood Moon?
He might have drawn a Blood Moon.
Okay. I think a Blood Moon would get you the degree check mark at this point.
Probably. I think that's a Blood Moon.
That's definitely a Blood Moon. Bottoms.
Lands seem bad.
Yeah.
Jace, draw some extra cards.
Yeah, just make sure this Blood Moon sticks. All right. Cryptic by itself. We know where that's going.
Paul, this has been tough.
Blood Moon, Salam.
It's been nice knowing you, man.
Yeah.
Paul's well aware of what that card does at this point.
The shrug. Yeah, I mean, you got a Blood Moon. That's fine.
I guess we do still have all 3 colors. Paul drew the Swamp. We got a Tazgar. That is quite good. But not in the face of Cryptic Command.
No.
And Remand, I think there's still a Remand in his hand. Yeah, he's got a Remand in hand. And the Roast.
Oh.
So Paul gets to draw 1 possible card, and then it gets roasted, even if it would resolve.
So Cryptic's modes were Counter Tasigur, Bounce my Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, we've seen what that's done.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Snapcaster Mage pretty good.
Can't believe K-Fed was only playing 1.
I don't get it.
Oh, the man's a genius, though. He definitely knows what he's doing more than I do. But, man, that card seems so good.
He's a very good Magic player.
I agree. He's definitely done his damage on the Star City circuit for sure.
Yes.
Ah! What do we got?
Paul needs some fire right now.
Oh, he knows he's on camera. All right, so Paul's at 6.
6 right now.
Paul's at 6. We will get the life totals corrected for you as soon as we can. That's a Serum Vision.
Try again. 1 top, 1 bottom.
I think both went to the bottom.
Is that a Terminate in Paul's hand?
I hope not, for Paul's sake. All right, Paul's at 3. Eric could kill, but he doesn't have to. That is a Terminate, yes.
So we just drew Bolt.
Electrolyze, Paul goes to 1.
Draw Serum Visions. Too bad it's not instant speed. Draw.
Mountain, draw an extra card.
Cryptic Command, play a land.
Snapcaster.
Snapcaster, target, anything.
And that's the Electrolyze. Bolt you in response. And we scoop. All right.
Paul goes out like a champion.
All right, great.
Actually, I would have bolted myself. That way you get the victory and the loss.
Gone out swinging, yeah. All right, that was, gotta really feel for Paul. Didn't expect to run into the buzzsaw of main deck Blood Moon today, I don't think.
Playing a 3-color Grixis deck, which I think looks really, really good. You know,